In 6 minutes, I'm going to convince you that installing a Windows server or a Windows operating system on the cloud is way easier than you think. Do you have any idea what this means? You can simply provision a virtual machine on the cloud and have access to it from anywhere in the world. And to add, you can simply spin up a virtual machine on the cloud, get on a pay-as-you-go service, and log in from wherever you are, just like we said. And at the same time, you can be using your lazy computer to have access to these same high-end functions on the cloud. And also, you can simply be on your Mac machine running an M series processor and have access to a Windows operating system running on the cloud. You think that's impossible? Well, in today's lab, we're going to be spinning up a virtual machine on the cloud on VULTR that we've talked about. And in that virtual machine, we're going to be running our Windows operating system, and you can have access to it wherever you are. If you're meeting my videos for the first time, well, it may interest you to know that this is the 4th video of a series of getting your lab set up as a SOC analyst. And without capping too much, let's get right into it. Head on to VULTR, log into your account, and go back to your virtual private cloud. And that's VPC 2.0 in my case. Select your cloud settings and try to head on to deploy and deploy a new server. All right, so once you click on deploy a new server, it comes up like this. You don't need a beefy machine, and you click on cloud compute. Select your location, and for me it's London, and I'll head on to Windows Standard, and I'm gonna use 2022 x64, which is like $14 a month. I'll select that one, and I'll try to pick the plan that will go for this machine. I'll pick something that has to do with like a regular cloud compute. I don't want any offer. I'll pick this one, which is like $24 per month, and go on to the additional features. We don't need any auto backups because that's just gonna eat up lots of resources and funds, and we don't also need IPv6. Make sure you disable that. But in this case, we're not going to select virtual private cloud 2.0 anymore, because this machine is going to be exposed in the cloud. What this means is that a lot of people are going to try to attack it just immediately it's been started up, and those attacks, if they are successful, they might just end up ruining that machine. And that's fine, because we are not going to connect them to our virtual private cloud in this case, because if we put them in the same virtual private cloud as the same cloud environment, like we have placed the servers for the ELK stack, they may also move from that Windows server with the RDP enabled to our servers and every other devices that are being arranged on that virtual private cloud. So we're not going to select that in this case. For now, I'll leave the firewall group as open, and then I'll put my name here. I'll call it SOC lab dash win, and you could give it any name. I'm just going to put GOK like this, so I'll leave it that way. Yeah, that's what it's going to be, and I'll deploy. Now that it's installing, you give it a couple of minutes. Sometimes it takes up to 10 minutes for this installation to get completed before you start testing. It's finished installing. It's now displaying running here. So you can open that up, and your server is currently being installed. Most server action will be unavailable until this has completed. So it's still going on, still installing, but you can take note of the IP address that has been given for this particular device and the administrator. And you also see the password for this Windows server, right? There's the RAM and everything that we've set up for it as well. So we could come on here to view console. As you can see, the server is still being installed. It could take a while for this to finish, but we'll just wait for it to complete. The server's trying to finalize this installation. Give it a couple of minutes and see where it takes us, and then we try to log in. Now that the installation is complete, I need to do a Control-Delete to get this off there. And to do that, click this VNC side button, and I'll select this show extra keys, and I'll click this one. This is Control-Delete, and I'll click that, and that's it. And I need to put the password. I'll come on here, copy the password from the cloud, and head back here to paste it. You should have it there, and I'll go click next for it. There we go. Now we are in our Windows server. We can actually head on to our RDP to have access to this and connect this with this from our computers. Or if you're doing this from a Mac, it's going to be slightly different for you. And if you're just running it from a Windows operating system, all you have to do is press Windows arrow and you'll have access to your RDP. Put this IP address there, this one from the cloud. If you put this IP address there, you should be able to log in with these details, the username and the password. But if you're on a Mac computer, you need to download the Windows application for Mac, which is what contains the remote desktop. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to shut down and exit from here so I can connect from elsewhere and then restart the server. So I'm going to restart this server so I can have my new connection established from my computer using my RDP. So once you get this installed on your Mac machine, just open it up and you should have this screen. Once you open it up, right, so you head on to device, you have favorite apps and every other thing there. You head up onto device and come right here and add a PC to it. So this will either be your host name or your IP address. In our case, we're going to use this IP address for our server on the cloud, and we will put it there, put it right here. So what we need to do next is to leave every setting as it is and then click add. So this server is going to be added on here. To open it, double click on it, and then it's going to ask you to put the username and the password. The username and password is found on the cloud. You have to put this username there and this password as well. Mind you, once this is open, it's gonna be ready to be attacked. Different kind of brute force attack is gonna happen because it's exposed to the internet. The IP address is just exposed right now. Then we click on continue, and there we go, logged in to our Windows environment. And there you have it. We've successfully installed a Windows server on the cloud. And that didn't take us more than 6 minutes like I promised. So we've successfully completed that, and then we've connected to it through our RDP. And if you're a Mac user, I've also provided solutions to you because you're going to be downloading a specific kind of application from the App Store to be able to have that connection done. So that's successfully done, and you can make good use of what you want to do. And remember, it's open and it could be attacked if your IP has been discovered in some places. Next, we're going to be configuring our CSpawn. We're going to download and install CSpawn, and that one promises to be a very interesting video as well. You could look at some of our previous videos, and don't forget to subscribe. It helps the channel. Subscribe, view, like, share, helps you in some way. Just drop a comment and that goes a long way. Thank you very much for joining. See you in the next video.